Hi, and welcome to Tech Infra. My name is Anil, and friends, today we will be discussing about the technology uh, virtualization. As you can see that uh, virtualization. Why do we virtualize our servers, and how it is helpful in the current scenario as well as in the future itself? Friends, if you can remember, traditionally operating systems and softwares used to run on a single physical server. That means if I need to install one server, then I'll be getting one physical hardware for that server. Need to install the server. I mean, before installing, I need to procure the server. Then I need to install the operating system on that, and patching the operating system, and then I'll deploy that. So it it is basically a tedious job which we normally do, as well as also the total cost of that. I mean, the proper infrastructure costing wise, the power, the cooling, and the server provisioning. These are few of the problems which we used to face. Now, typically there was one-to-one relationship between physical computers and the software that it runs. This relationship leaves most of the computers vastly underused, leaving between only 5 to 10% of the physical server's capacity. The cost of the space and the power required to house, run, and keep these systems cool can be expensive. Now, provisioning physical server as I said, it's a time-consuming process. Uh, in a non-virtualized environment, I need to procure one, then place it in a data center, install an operating system, patch the operating system, and installing and configuring the required application might take a week's time. This process also includes a myriad of other tasks to integrate the system into the infrastructure. Now, what do we mean that by? I mean, what can you understand by that? If I need to install three servers in a non-virtualized environment, then I need to procure three physical servers like this. Okay, these are my three physical servers. um, I need to procure these three servers, then I need to install I mean, place them in a data center. Suppose this is my data center. I procured, I place this three of my servers in the data center, all these three, and then I'll be installing the operating system, patching the operating system with the security updates or any other thing which currently the operating system requires. I need to do that. Okay, and also if we can think of as if I mean, that, uh, if I can recall that I've said the the planning and the cost of proper infrastructures, uh, the problems which we normally face is of the power, cooling, and the server provisioning also. Uh, for these three servers, I'll be requiring power, then cooling, as if I run one server, then the cooling will be moved. I'll have to put only one server. But if I'm putting three different servers, then the cost of my power, electricity, or my power will definitely go up. That means I have to keep the server, and in any which ways I have to keep the server always online. So for that I'll be needing power for the servers as well as power for cooling them. Also, the space which if you can see, I'm taking three of the spaces over here. You can see that. That means over here, and over here. I'm taking 3 spaces to run 3 physical servers, which was basically is not an efficient way, and also the overall I mean the software which runs over this is no, I mean is not an inefficient. If suppose this is my domain controller, okay, I just write domain. Sorry, my domain controller. Okay, if suppose this domain controller requires not much space or not much memory, but still I need to in an I mean infrastructure I have to give domain, I mean have to put domain controller, which basically gives us more of the flexibility and administration power. So domain controller is a must, so I have put domain controller. To save cost of my company, I have put DHCP also. Now these two I have plugged in, so I need not have to worry about this. So I did that. If suppose this other server is basically a SQL server, okay, and the last one, suppose if I'm using some firewall or something like that, so I'll just maybe an application, I have a proxy thing which requires other server, so I have put that also. See, I'm sorry for that. I mean my handwriting is not that good, but you get that idea. So I have a domain controller and a SQL server and a firewall running all the three on a different, I mean 3 separate as well as 3 separate physical server. While if you can see, one would be this, if I can justify that the SQL server definitely, if it requires a more of your CPU as well as the RAM which is installed in the server. It has a very high usage of that, so that that can be justified. But if you can see this domain controller as well as the firewall, that doesn't require much of the I mean hardware, other resources of the hardware itself. So in virtualization, what you do before that, if the total cost of running all the 3 is suppose $1 per day, $1 per hour, if I'll go by that. So if you can multiply this will give me $3 per hour. Okay, just for the sake of calculation we are doing this. I'll explain to in coming moment why I'm doing that. So this is my costing of my 3 servers based on 3 I mean this one per hour rate. If suppose if I have an virtualized environment, okay, now we have one virtualized environment, okay, I've got one big as well as a good and hardware I have purchased, I have procured, and I have virtualized this. Now if in virtualization what happens, now all these three servers in virtualization, I can put all these 3 servers in this itself. Suppose this will be my domain controller, this will be my SQL server, as well as this will be my firewall, and you can see I am still left up with one of the server space, and the total cost of running all the 3 server of mine, if suppose if take an arbitrary figure wherein I'm just calculating. If suppose for all these 3 server, I'm just this will be my one server, and total cost of running, if I'm just paying $2 per hour. Here it what it makes a difference. Now you can see here I'm paying $3 per hour, and here I'm paying just $2 per hour, which makes it more efficient cost wise, per hour wise, as well as I'm also making my hardware this my server itself more efficiently. I'm using all the resources of this hardware itself, so that I can put the resources to its full usage. Now, with the help of, and how I am doing that, it is with the help of the virtualization itself. Now, virtualization enables you to run more workloads on a single server by consolidating the environment so that your application runs on virtual machine. Converting to a virtualized data center reduces the required data center square footage, rack space, power, cooling, cabling, storage, and a network component by reducing the sheer number of physical server itself. So if you can definitely see over here we have three separate environments. We have three separate environments over here, and we have only one environment over here. But since it is a virtualized, we have here three of our servers running on it, which makes it more efficient in work. So currently in our next video we'll continue with it. I would definitely request you to leave your comments, your likes, and also to subscribe us, which will help us to give you more information on virtualization, and in coming videos I'll definitely try. Thank you. Thanks a lot. This is Anil signing off.